What's a common mistake that people make when they sell their house that could cost them tens of thousands of dollars? Hey, this is Greg McKay, your real estate advisor at Caldwell Banker Wallace. What's the common mistake that people make? Overpricing the house. It can cost you tens of thousands of dollars. Now, it sounds counterintuitive, but listen and tell me if you agree. When you put your house on the market back in the 90s, when I first got my license, you'd commonly overprice it 10, 20% for two reasons. Number one is you'd say people make offers, make an offer. Number two is people would say, sellers would say, well, you can't go up on the price, you can only go down. Well, times have changed. We're in a different situation now due to the pandemic and due to the economic situation, where we have more buyers now than sellers. And the new buyer, today's buyer, has been trained to look at a house and to pay the price that's being asked if they think the value is there. Sometimes they'll even pay more if you get into a bidding situation. Now, we're not seeing as much of that as we have in the past, but there are still, in today's market, more buyers than there are sellers. So if you do price your house too high, hoping to get offers, saying you can always lower it later, here's the problem that you run into. The way Tom Ferry, the real estate coach, put it was this: if you price it correctly to begin with, that first week or two, you're going to get offers that are high and fast. If you let it sit on the market for 60, 90 days, then you're going to get offers that are slow and low. I've seen it happen dozens of times. A couple walks into a house and they look at it. You can tell they like it. The first thing they do is they look at each other. And they don't have to say a word. You can just tell they're looking at each other to see, hey, you like this house like I like this house, don't you? The second thing they do is they turn to the realtor, they turn to me and say, how much is this house? And they just want to verify that, yeah, they can't afford it. The third question is always this: how long has it been on the market? You get a completely different response if the answer is 2 days than you do if there's 2 months. If your house has been on the market in today's market more than 60 to 90 days, it's stale and it's overpriced, and the buyer thinks something is wrong with it because it hadn't sold. Then you get offers, but they're low and they're slow, just like Tom Ferry said. They're low and they're slow. So it used to be in the 90s, if you sold a house in the first week for the asking price, you were leaving money on the table. You were making a mistake. You priced it too low. But that's no longer the case today. The buyers are different now. They're willing to pay full price for a property if they see their value. But you're not going to be able to trick them by overpricing it. So don't make that common error.
Your house can end up stale on the market. It's been on the market too long. People are afraid to buy it. They think something's wrong with it. This is the problem with overpricing it. You're not going to fool people in today's market by pricing it higher. And if you let it get stale on the market, once again, the offers will come in low and slow. So, hey, I'm not saying you have to call me to get your home sold. I'm not saying you have to call a real estate agent. Maybe you can sell it on your own. But you do have to make sure that it's priced aggressively for today's market if you want to get top dollar. Hey, thank you for your time. This is Greg McKay at Caldwell Banker Wallace.